So I couldn't decide what I wanted to wear. So I decided to put on a virtual shirt. That's what this basically is. The shirt's green, and the projection on the camera is just, doing what the camera does. Especially considering the fact that the subject is a sensitive subject. Dear to my heart, but sensitive. Everybody doesn't like this subject. But it comes up from time to time, so I just thought we ought to talk about it on my channel. Basically, older men with younger women. Now, I've seen many YouTube videos where this subject comes up, where people try to put a number based on their opinion of the difference between the ages, what they should be or should not be. And it's interesting. It's quite interesting. One YouTuber said 10 years. That's it, 10 years. I'm like, okay. But basically, we're talking about relationships. Now, there are different type of relationships. You've got a mom and a son relationship, or a mom and a daughter, or a father and a son, or a father and a daughter relationship. You have different type of relationships. And they've got big age gaps. But for some reason, in the minds of some people, when they look at a relationship between a man and a woman, they say it's got to be close. But does it really? Or is this just somebody's opinion based on the way they see life? Now I'm 53 years old. I like being 53. No, I like being 53. I like getting older because as you get older, you get a privilege for yourself. Everybody may not respect this privilege, but at least you get it for yourself. When you start to feel more comfortable speaking your mind, saying what's in your head. So I've heard people say that, if you date a woman half your age, it's because of something in your childhood that has affected you. Again, just somebody's opinion. Can you tell a person what happened in their childhood that may make them feel that this is why they're choosing someone half their age? Now, ideally, when it comes to having things in common, you want to have the most things in common. That's what makes a relationship work. The most things in common. For some couples, age is the only thing that they don't have in common, but they've got everything else. And then for other couples, they may have the age in common, but they may not like the same foods, or they may not have the same backgrounds, or they may not, look at life the same way. They may view things door A, and the other one might see door B. And then one will say, I see you later. That just seems how it happens sometimes. But it's just a personal decision. I have friends on both sides of the equation. And I'm talking about heterosexual relationships because that's all I know. I can't talk about relationships I don't know, nor do I understand. But in a heterosexual relationship that I'm familiar with, I have friends, older men, who are married to much, much younger women. And they seem to be doing well, just fine. Some people call that weird. Why would that be weird? I don't know why that would be weird. Because again, it's a relationship. Is it weird that a mom and a son would be so different, or a father and a daughter would be so? That's not weird, but they get along. They have a relationship. They get along just well. But when people put their opinions into it, they try to come up with stuff to make this not right. One of my friends, she's the same age as, actually she's 2 years older than I am. She goes, that's gross. Gross. Because the only thing that she sees is two things, which is what most people see. If an older man is dating a younger woman, he must have money. He can't be a regular guy and broke like everybody else. He's got to have money, especially if she's really pretty. And then, if she's really pretty, people will say, well, he's only dating her for sex. And that right there doesn't make sense to me. Because if a man dates a woman for sex, he wants a more experienced woman. He wants to find, more pleasure, more joy, someone that knows what she's doing, not to be training in the progress or in the process. That's just my opinion. But then people get to choose whatever way they want to. Maybe some men do look at a younger woman on a sexual purposes. And perhaps maybe a younger woman looks at an older man for money, for security. But what's wrong with that? Why would a woman marry a man or have a relationship with a man who she felt couldn't take care of her. And why would a man want to have a relationship with a woman if he felt that she couldn't take care of him for whatever his needs or her needs could be? So when you really get down to it, it's about people just minding their business. It just doesn't make sense that people have opinions on relationships that they're not even a part of. Because you really can't compare even your own relationship. If you took two people of the same age, two different couples, and one couple's relationship is going well, and another couple's relationship is not going well, you cannot compare the two because everybody's experiences through those relationships is completely different. So I'm just saying, keep your opinions to yourself. That's all I'm saying. It's like a lot of people, I've got tons of friends where I live, where the woman is older and the man is younger. And I think we call them, I forget what they call them in America, April, December, May, December relationships and stuff like that, because they're so far apart. Right? I've got a friend, I wasn't sure when I met them about 4 years ago, if the woman was his mother, because he's very young and she's much older. So they sat together, we were at a group meeting, they sat together, so I just, hey, how you doing? And I figured, as I got to know them, I would learn the difference. So I saw him kissing. At least she wasn't his mother. That was his wife. But as I've got to know this couple, awesome people. I'm finding that, but they've been married for 15 years and they get along like newlyweds. And I'm one of their closest friends, so I get to see when she's upset, he's upset. The way they handle it is so mature. It's so out of respect for each other. He respects her. She respects him. Isn't that the basis of a relationship? I grew up around a gentleman who was much older than I was, but he had married a woman who was about 29 years younger than he was. And I always think about this couple because they're still married to this day. He's 29 years older than she is. Now, they're up in age now. I believe he's in his 70s. So that would mean she's what? 70, take about 30. She's like in her 40s. But when you see them, man, they look amazing. Amazing. Because the relationship is not based on the opinion of all these different things. It's about their love for each other. And in their love, there's so many other ingredients that they have in common that makes their relationship work. But when I look at them, I'm telling you, she looks amazing. He married a very beautiful woman in the Caribbean, and he's from New York, right? So he's older, and he's good looking too. He's a great looking man. So when you put this older man, this younger woman together, man, they married, this couple. You could never look at them and think, oh, that's her fault. No. The way they handle and express themselves, that's his woman. And it's just an amazing relationship. So if you're in a relationship with a younger man, and for the right reasons, or if you're in a relationship with a younger woman, and for the right reasons, this is what you want. And you find you've got all these things in common. Good conversations. She doesn't bore you. He doesn't bore you. And you like what you've got. And you see progression. You see a future with this person. I don't see nothing wrong with it. But again, you don't know me. So I don't see nothing wrong with it. May not carry any validation. If your friends start to come down on you, you got to remember, the only person you're going to sleep with that evening in that bed and wake up the next day in that morning is the person that you're married to. And that is the only person that counts in your relationship. Listen, I hope you enjoyed this relationship video, and I hope to see you the next time. My mouse just went to sleep. I hope I didn't bore y'all. Thing wouldn't even move. Man, it's moving. All right. I'll see you in the next video.